We have some early Doctor Who coverage. Normally, I just wait until the beginning of the week, show you the ratings, we'll take a laugh at them, and, well, given the fact that this is going to be the final pre-finale, because there's going to be a 2-part finale, and remember, if you're in the UK, you can go to a select theater near you to check out the first grand send-off for the 15th Doctor. You can catch the 2-part conclusion to Season 1, now that it's all rebooted, a week early. I'm sure those tickets are still flying off the box office. We'll have to check this out, especially after this week's ratings, which if we remember, if we just go back and take a look, okay, the +7s, okay, all of the aggregated numbers, none of them even coming close to anything that, hell, Jodie Whittaker was doing at her most infuriating of times. The 2.12 just coming back to normal, being the second lowest. And I would imagine the overnight for Rogue, which is the most recent episode that just viewed within hours of me recording this, probably going to dip below 2, okay? Now, it would be really tough to have your 2-part finale stay below 2, so it might get a little bit of a boost, but, I mean, guys, this is a dead franchise walking, okay, or rolling, or doing other infuriating things, but there's a reason that I wanted to do this early Doctor Who video, okay? Because I seen some clips, and even as somebody who has professed not to be the biggest Doctor Who fan, okay? Since I've started covering this stuff, I realize, just how important this is to so many people that are out there, so I will continue to champion this topic because I don't want to see any more franchise desecration, and even with, talking about Star Wars as well, there is no franchise right now in worse shape than Doctor Who. I think that's irrefutable at this point, and especially after this, okay? Like, there's been stupid episodes. I've heard recaps of every one of the previous Season 1 episodes, and they are mind-numbingly dumb, if not just outright offensive. But this right here, well, it, for one, crystallizes some of the worst aspects of recent Doctor Who, and number 2, tells you exactly what it is, who they're aiming at, and if you don't like it, you're just a bigot. So here we go, Doctor Who Season 1, Episode 7, Rogue. The Doctor meets Bridgerton. Oh, fantastic. Something that was already divisive enough. So you go ahead and take the gay little black Rwandan doctor and you put him in revisionist Britain history. Fantastic stuff. Russell T. Davies unironically thinks that Eric Bischoff's guiding principle of controversy creates cash. I think that that's a fantastic way to go about things. But brother, you're going from trying to make an internet talking point to going back to the well too many times a la Vince Russo. So now, well, the shine has definitely fallen off. Rogue is everything I want from an episode of Doctor Who. Oh, fantastic. Robert Anderson. It's quick-witted. I kind of doubt that. Fast-paced, tremendously fun. Harkening back to dorky Doctor Who of days gone by. I kind of doubt it. Like, the costumes, okay, like Doctor Who has always been, a little bit campy, right? Like, it's not, depending on the story, they actually don't look too bad. That's some of that Disney money kicking in, but they have Ilaria Sand there, okay? Like, can't they just find other people? But whatever, bro. Whereas Dot and Bubble was Doctor Who's take on a Black Mirror, Rogue is the show's version of a gossip-filmed a Regency romp with an alien twist. It's hardly surprising the Bridgerton choreographer Jack Murphy, not that one, was brought in to give Rogue an extra dash of authenticity. Yeah, see, that's what they care about. That's what they care about when they're trying to do their parodies, when they're trying to leech off other more previously successful subject material. Then they want to make sure that they're authentic. They don't want to be authentic to their own series history. They just want to make sure that they're doing other people's work better. Okay. It's hardly surprising that Oh, I'm sorry, I already read that. The episode is filled with lines like, "You cad." Oh, heated chats in the library that risk one's honor, the myriad of ballroom dancing scenes. Yeah, because, when people are watching Doctor Who, if you want to talk about, hearkening back to the campy, dorky days of Doctor Who, that's very interesting that you want to go ahead and talk like that. That's what people want to see. Dance numbers, okay? Kind of like with Dot and Bubble, Doctor Who fans. That's what they want to see. People just trapped in social media bubbles, and then when they finally get freed at the end, they would rather do self-deletion, staying on a planet that is uninhabitable, and not going with the Doctor because he's black. I wish I made that up. That episode was incredibly poorly received. That was last week's, which is probably going to lead to the sub 2 million overnight, which I'm looking forward to taking a look at. As you can see here with the episode listing, obviously, you got the two-parters starting next week, but then there's a special that's down there, and well, yet another opportunity for Russell T Davies to desecrate a legacy doctor and his companion. I just don't know who would even bother signing up to having their historical connection to this franchise desecrated even further. Doctor Who spinoff to return ahead of season 14 finale with 2 surprising stars. Who did they get? Okay, Doctor Who Tales of the TARDIS returns with a surprising Doctor and companion duo set to lead the one-off episode for the returning 2023 spin-off ahead of season 14's finale, released on iPlayer, blah blah blah, all that crap. Doctor Who Season 14 nears its close. Radio Times confirms that Tales of the TARDIS will return ahead of the finale. One-off episode will air June 20th on BBC4. So a day before the finale? I think that's when it is, right? Classic story, yes, hasn't been confirmed, likely due to its connections to the finale. Well, yeah, of course. Previous episodes of Tales of the TARDIS focus on classic Doctor Who stories that were either celebrated or influential for either in-universe or represent a significant time of the show. Remember what we were just talking about in regards to, making sure that you're authentic to Bridgerton or to Black Mirror. Yeah, normally we'd whip out Tales of the TARDIS if we want to be faithful to our own history or run things back one more time. No, we're just going to go ahead and take a new spin on this because we don't actually care about Doctor Who. We got a message to push over here. The new one-off episode will probably have closer ties to season 14 story. Yes, once again, trying to use legacy characters to bolster this rubber dinghy with a hole in it. Gatwa's Doctor has been seen in the spin-off Memory TARDIS vessel in promotional material in the ongoing series, proving the setting will play an essential role in the finale, and while the new episode's classic story has been hidden, several clues may indicate which tale Gatwa will reflect on. With the subject of the Doctor's family being brought up for mentions of Carol Ann Ford's original companion Susan in The Devil's Cord. Keep her name out your mouth. Tales of the TARDIS episode may focus on Dalek invasion of Earth to explain her departure to newcomers in more detail, and while also allowing a star to return on screen. However, Gatwa's first 2-part finale is also confirmed that it will have time to John Pertwee's Doctor Who's tenure as the Third Doctor. Great. As such, if the finale features a returning villain from the 70s stories, Tales of the TARDIS may recap their first encounter, and I'm sure they're going to pay such great homage to those legacy characters. Of course, right? I'm sure you won't have classic Doctor Who fans rolling their eyes so hard they give themselves concussions, but there's a lot of the stuff that was alluded to in this in this previous episode. Rogue, right? Okay. I seen this, and it's like, bro. Okay, once again, if you had a doctor that was worth a damn, okay, if you were telling stories that were resonating with people, you wouldn't have to take out the car keys and jangle them in front of everybody's face. You wouldn't have to take out the basket full of member berries by showing scenes from better times, okay? And because BBC is, BBC after all, I can't, play the video in full or anything like that. But as you can see, there's a floating head of what would be the 14th Doctor, right? Well, Tennant, classically the 11th, but then he came back as the 14th, and Ncuti's the 15th bi-generated Doctor, meaning that technically all the Doctors are still out there, but if it was just Tennant floating there in the foreground, background, I don't know, poorly superimposed, over the top, okay, I guess all of the money for special effects went to the costuming, which, of course, if you're going to have big flamboyant dance numbers, you're going to go ahead and spend it wisely over there, but I guess it's a little bit more tasteful than just, his character, or his Doctor's introduction of being sweaty in a gay bar. I wish I was joking, but no, just moving ahead a little bit. Then you've got, the head of Tennant, and then you've got, oh my god, she's back, and then now they just jump ahead, and then they start showing all of the old Doctors, Tom Baker. There we go. Yeah, Peter Capaldi. Okay, it's kind of strange that they even have Christopher Eccleston there. Okay, all the other Doctors, and there you go. There's the face that everybody, everybody was looking for in the foreground. That would be, yeah, the Timeless Children. Yeah, just once again getting ran into everybody's face. It's canon, guys. It's super canon after all. And then, yeah, you got David Tennant's 11 there once again. And then for people just focusing in, oh my God, why does one Doctor look really, really old? It's like, if that's your biggest concern right there, okay. Not the fact that Ncuti Gatwa was trying to become the avatar of doctors. It's like, oh my God, bro. You best start focusing on other things. But for the people that this actually resonates with, okay, safe space, who? Jesus. This scene, all the Doctors' faces. I remember Doctors. Do you remember Doctors? I like the Doctors. Do you like the scene with the Doctors? Well, do you also like the scene where the Doctor and the bad guy kiss? Because this is the fan base, guys, okay? This is the fan base, and I'll just go ahead. I'm gonna actually play this part because it's so infuriating, especially for longtime fans of the series. Is this what you want? Is this actually what you're after? Okay, here's some sound for you because, yeah, no, these are the people. These are the people who actually want this stuff because, yep, oh, and then, yeah. Oh, you got Ruby. You got Ruby looking on, going, "Oh, that could be me." Of course, it was never going to be me because Ncuti got hired for one specific reason, one specific reason that also she's getting replaced next season. But yeah, man, that right there. That right there is going to make sure that five people come back for that finale. That's going to be the most memorable thing of the season. Member berries and deep gay kisses. You wanted it, you got it. Now you're going to have a dead franchise on your hands. Just make sure you don't bury it under the tree like Jenny, because it probably has AIDS as well. So with all that said, thank you all very much for the gift of your time. I've been Don Consuelo. I want you to follow your gut and get after it. Take care, everyone.